Hey, welcome back. My name is Chris UX. I'm a UX designer here in Atlanta, Georgia, and also the owner of the Spy Agency, which we are a UX consulting agency. Here for another UX portfolio review. If you like to if you're a UX designer and you'd like for me to review your portfolio, you can just link to me on LinkedIn. Here, just look me up on Chris UX to drop me a message, or if you see the post, just leave a comment on the post with your portfolio link. Just a heads up, everything I'm mentioning for the review is just my personal opinion. It's not really right or wrong, but hopefully you gain some insights from what we go through for this video. Turn this light down a little bit. We're extra bright. Okay. So for this video here, we have Arjun, UX designer. We go to his homepage here, and we see what we got going on here. All right, hey, I'm Arjun. My background in business analytics and marketing allows me to have a customer-centric mindset and make data-driven decisions to improve user experience. When I'm not designing, I like to read, code, and shoot some hoops. All right, cool. All right, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You'll need to come in soon, Arjun. You already got 4 case studies here. I think that's more than enough. Okay, heat packet. Team of 5, a B2C and B2B e-commerce website shipping heat packets for reptiles, plants, and fish. Okay. See what you got here. We're just going to go over a couple of your case studies. All right, like it, the screen at the top, had the title at the top, that's good. You have your overview. Heat packet required a website and mobile design that will allow users to easily find their product offerings in a place. Individual order, place a wholesale order, and log in by creating an account. I was working on a team of 5 designers, and we collaborated to design these 3 user flows. Okay. My main role on this project was to design the product offerings and an individual order page. A team prior to us had designed the website and mobile versions, so I had to ensure to remain consistent in my designs based on the established design system and design standards. Okay. HeatPacket offers simple shipping solutions for individuals and corporations, specifically for reptiles, plants, and even fish. All right, so what's the problem? HeatPacket wanted to become an industry leader and move ahead of its competition by incorporating a wholesale order option along with the ability to view its product offerings with ease. Additionally, they wanted to create a seamless experience for the users by ordering heat packets. Okay. And the solution, the team and I designed a website and mobile interface that incorporates heat packets new product, the ability to place an individual and wholesale order along with a better login page. Heat Packet wanted to change the entire user experience with this redesign to improve sales and user satisfaction. Okay. All right. I feel like you should go more in depth about what the problem really is. Because on your solution, you're saying HeatPacket wanted to change the user experience with its redesign to improve sales and user satisfaction. If that was an issue with the original design, I think you should mention that within your problem. The problem with HeatPacket that, lack of sales or click-through rate or bounce rate, or difficulty of navigating the site. You really didn't define the problem here. You defined a solution, but it doesn't connect with the problem. All right, my role, get your role here. 2 designers, project managers, 2 senior designers. Get your tools, timeline, process. Cool. Nice, pretty screens here. Cool. My thing is, maybe you show these screens too soon. I'll start further down and do a comparison with the original site that was there and compare it to and compare it with your redesign. Discovery. To start the design process, review the project plan, which included the user stories, a detailed scope, and the project files from phase 1. Our main objective was to redesign the website based on these user stories. So when you say redesign, you're implying that their original site already exists. Once we understood client requirements, we moved on to research. We needed to analyze the current state of the website and the competitors and search for inspiration. Cool. Research objectives. Okay. So they do current site analysis. Nice breakdown here. All right. So you did a UX audit basically on the current site. Cool. When analyzing the current site, although straightforward, it was clear to see there were many improvements to be made. The site only had product offerings and the experience was centered around the user. Additionally, there was no option to create a wholesale order. All right. You said the website was straightforward, but you didn't list what type of improvements that needed to be made. You say the experience wasn't centered around the user. How? You didn't explain why it wasn't centered around the user. There was no option to create a wholesale order. I'm gonna get back to that because I wanted to research back that was what the users wanted. The users want the ability to order wholesale. Comparative analysis. Try to take a look at some comparators in order to understand what we can gain from them and not repeat the same mistakes they made. Outdated, bad user experience, no design standard implemented. It's cool that you did a comparative analysis, and all the comparators not gonna be the best. But my thing is, if I'm doing a comparative analysis, I want to find a site that's better than HeatPacket, and how can we learn from them? How can we gain the positives from them to step up the HeatPacket's website to get to that level? A few takeaways from ship your reptiles. Outdated values, spirit, no design standards. Yeah, like say to me, you didn't do a thorough comparative analysis. I'll try to find sites that's better than HeatPacket and do that comparative analysis. Because if you say it's outdated, it's a bad user experience, is it really a competitor? UX UI inspiration. We all simply found a website that inspired us and collaborated to discuss the design we liked the most. We really like the sun bum due to a few reasons. Sun bum. Okay. You have sun bum, and then you have sun bun here. I'm assuming it's a typo with one of these. I guess it's supposed to be sun bum. You have bum again here. Consistent and aesthetic UI, soft tones and colors. Space a lot of imagery. Okay, nothing wrong with gaining inspiration. Ideation. Client gave us a set of user stories to focus on for our project. They aided us in starting to dive deeper into the user's actions. The team and I formed the basis of our design on these user stories to ensure by meeting client expectations and designing for the user. As a user, I want to replace the individual order. As a user, I want to place a wholesale order to form by submitting a form to the company with my wholesale business needs. I want to select the number of heat packets. I want to select how long the heat packet will last. Okay. User storage is fine. But my thing is, if this company already exists and the website already exists, which means I already had clients, right? As a UX designer, I would have been starting off my research, reaching out to their clients, and that's the clients. What do they like and don't like about the current website? Because that's the user. Like you keep saying you want something user centered, but you keep asking the client. The client won't really know. The user will. The users want to go to the site placing these orders. User flows. After years like user stories, we're able to start creating user flows. I like a challenge, so a teammate and I start creating user flow. One, as a user, want to place an individual order. Having a complicated flow, I start creating it in a simple manner, recognizing that additional screens may be needed, envisioning the entire process. This included adding a decision state for the user that may not want to click out after adding to the cart. Home, products, pricing, packet. No. Do you want to check out the cart? Okay. Cool. Okay. Wireframes desktop. Developing the low-fi and mid-fi wireframes, the team and I designed the user flows they were tasked with. I decided to incorporate the core user interactions, content prioritization, overall information flow. This allows us to focus on the user and design around their needs. Okay. This looks clean. Wireframe mobile. With mobile wireframes, I ensured the wireframes were responsive by adding auto layouts to the screens. It became much easier to scale them, otherwise known as responsive design. Creating responsive design reduces the time it takes to convert the screens between mobile, tablet, and desktop. So try to use it whenever possible. Okay. All right. Once we created wireframes, all information laid out, I created iterations for the screens I made. We focused on iterating user flow 1 because it had the most room for change, a lot more variations for the client. It permits us to refine the designs and also get the client the option to freedom, the freedom to choose their favorite. Yeah. Also gives the client the option to freedom to choose their favorite design. I think it should be also gives the client the option, the freedom to choose their favorite design. I don't know. The client may ended up choosing my iteration due to the product page with the filters, although they wanted to move the progress bar for their simplicity. The team and I want to create a simple, modern, consistent design that would match the branding of the company. Therefore, we decided to stick with similar colors to phase 1 with a common theme of warm tones. Okay, back up here. Once you created your lo-fi, or I guess in this case this is a mid fidelity wireframe. You made a mid-fi fidelity frames, and then you went back to the client again. You say this is supposed to be user centered. This should have went to the users for testing. That's when you should do this and usability test and test out your designs at this point right here. Now to make sure your user flow works. But from reading your case study here, you made the mid-fi fidelity, mid-fidelity, excuse me. You made the mid-fidelity wireframes, and you took it back to the stakeholder, and they chose a design based on what they thought was best, not the user. And then, without even testing it with the user, you went straight into colors and preparing for your high-fidelity wireframes. By the way, this looks good. This looks good, but you didn't test it with the user. Yeah. We worked on the same frame. We worked on the same screens as we had been throughout. My teammate and I handled user flow 1. As seen previously, we ensured consistency, proper color usage, and visual hierarchy. Implemented auto layouts with ease. Yeah. I changed a few things. I added a simple breadcrumb notification, customer information, order summary, for all the items to be easily removed. I mean, yeah, these were good decisions, but you didn't test it with the user. Screen looks nice. This looks great. We organized everything in a cohesive manner, labeling each component and added measures to Figma plugins. Okay, the handoff. Reflection. I am proud to have completed the project with a collaborative team. Yeah, none of this, like you said here at the bottom, I designed a website that was user-centered. How? Increase trust. How? Improve the entire user experience. How? Because you didn't show any evidence of it. By the way, people hate this diagonal. A lot of recruiters and hiring managers don't like the angle screens. But yeah, I like the way you lay out your case study. It was easy to follow. nice designs here, but nowhere in this case study shows you even had any connections or any communication with the actual user. Because this is a website redesign, which means that the original website already up and it exists. The business already exists. As a researcher, I'll be reaching out to uh, the current customers and asking them. I mean, that would be a great starting point there. What they like and don't like about the e-packet. And I understand this is a project. So even though it was a project, I would mention that somewhere in the case study, like, yo, if this was a real project, I would have started off doing this. That would make more sense. I mean, it was smart doing the UX audit of the current website, but I also would ask the users how they felt about the site. And then on the comparative analysis, I'll find a competitor that was better than ePacket to compare them to level up again. Yeah, I say work on that. Do one more. Global Deaf Research, a B2B to B2C global deaf research company focused on providing the deaf community with resources. I like the fact he has some different type of projects here. That's cool. Global Deaf Research requires a website redesign to deliver research-related information to users while ensuring compliance with accessibility standards and enhancing donation strategies while highlighting upcoming projects for greater engagement. I spearheaded a team of 5 designers, fostering collaborative efforts to craft these 3 user flows. The main role is creating the homepage for the project, supervising the entire process, and implementing necessary changes as needed. I ensured all the designs were following design standards, and I took inspiration to create a compelling landing page. Global Deaf Research is a program pioneering deaf-led, which will collect similar quality of life data for the global deaf community. The problem: Global Deaf Research wasn't receiving the level of engagement or support on their projects that they had hoped for, so they sought a comprehensive website redesign aimed at enhancing accessibility, fostering increased user engagement through donations, and providing seamless navigation for users exploring their research initiatives. The objective was to seamlessly integrate additional features into the website's framework while preserving the organization's distinct branding identity. Okay. The solution: I led the team in the comprehensive website redesign focused on minimalism, cleanliness, and accessibility. The user experience was significantly improved with a striking call to action on the homepage, along with added features like a monthly one-time donation modal and enhanced team page. The transformation underscores dedication to user-centric design and continuous enhancement. Okay, this is a 2-month project. Your team, what you did, the process. My screens once again. To go, yeah, but here to me, you did better with this case study of laying out what the problem is. The level you're not receiving the level of engagement or support on projects that they had hoped for. That's a problem that you want to solve. And you see, you have a solution here, but did you prove it? We'll find out. Let's keep going down. To kick off the design process, we delve into the project plan, which encompasses user stories, a comprehensive scope, and deliverables expected by the client. Our primary goal involved around revamping the website in accordance with these user stories. Once we grasp the client's needs, we transition to the research phase. We conduct a heuristic evaluation of the current state of the website, a comparative analysis, and search for inspiration. Okay. As a team lead, I created questions for the client with my team to get a better understanding of the client requirements and clarify anything that we may need to know about the information in the flow of the website. Asking the right questions is essential to the foundation of a project, as they will guide us in the entire design process. Very true. A few takeaways. The main users are people who would like to learn about the research. The main users are people who would like to learn about the research and people who would like to collaborate to support the research via funding. The client describes services, missions, values, and goals. The client wants a section for upcoming projects and a better method to support the research through donations. Okay. And you have some sample questions here. Good. I like this. So far, so good. Before we start conducting the research, we need to outline our objectives. The main purpose of the research is to gauge how the website is doing currently in terms of usability and accessibility, see what competitors are doing, and get an overall better understanding of which direction we want to steer this redesign in. The client emphasized creating an accessible website for the user, indicating you would need to think deeply about the colors and contrast, visual hierarchy, and include error states. Go in here real quick. Let me see. Okay, so you did ask about the target audience and the demographics. It's good you had some of the questions here. I would got some of the answers as well, because I'm curious to know if the target audience are people who need accessibility, or like was that higher than priority? Like was that a problem? They couldn't navigate the site because it wasn't accessible to them. I'm just curious about that. But no biggie. But I like what you did here. Okay. Heuristic evaluation. We found many usability issues with the current state of the website. Our main findings included low contrast, low readability, faulty placeholders, creating less trust, and inadequate error states. Okay, so do a UX audit. Okay, cool. Comparative analysis. We analyze multiple comparators to gain more perspective on the industry. This allows us to learn from the comparators and see what the industry standards are. We looked at 4 main features through our main user stories. Okay. Okay. Def, Aspiration, and Def Inc. had all 4 features, although Def Inc. had a feasible user experience. Strengths and weaknesses, features, okay. UX UI inspiration. All right, donation options, minimalistic design, spacing, increase contrast, incorporate better CTA, create large team cards. Okay. All right, client provided us with a collection of user stories that became our project's focal point, helping us initiate more profound inspirational user behaviors. Using these user stories as a foundation, the team and I ensure our design aligns with client expectations and is user-centric. Okay. Okay, this is cool. User flows. All right, once you had our user stories, I noticed that user stories 1 and 3 were quite similar, so I asked the client if we can omit 3, and we agreed to omit it. This left us with 3 user stories, hence we needed to design 3 user flows. I took charge of user flow 1 with the help of my teammate. Additionally, I ensured all user flows were matching what we eventually designed. 1 and 3 was similar. As a user, I want to be introduced to global dev research from the homepage. As a user, I want to learn about global dev research. Okay, yeah, they're pretty similar. Lo-fi. Okay, do lo-fi. From lo-fi went mid-fi. Again, you didn't test it. This one you should be doing your usability test between your low and mid-fi. Definitely by mid-fi. You showed it to your client, but you didn't show it to the actual users. I would have been showing this to users. And this has been a good opportunity to do usability tests and maybe even some A/B testing comparing it to the old website. and having them to validate the new design is better. But again, you went from mid-fi straight to high fidelity without testing it. I mean, it looks good, by the way. I mean, nice looking site. Cool. Style guide, cool. High fidelity. Handoff. Same problem here. You're not talking to your user. You're not talking to the user. I don't see usability reports to validate the changes that you made were successful. Okay, usability report which has a matrix. Um, pass, fail, time. It would expose any other flaws in the website that you and your team probably didn't see or a client didn't see. It's totally missing that. Yeah. Keep saying that it's user centered, but that don't mean anything if you're not talking to the user at all. You're not testing things with the user. You're not getting user feedback. That's important. Go back here. And do a look at your about page. Nice picture, bro. Nice beard. Like the hair. Native of New York. Is that in India? That's what's up. Okay. Study UX design at Northeastern University. Okay, so graphic design, I can tell. I mean, you have a strong visual eye. Passion for photography, I can tell. Experience as a marketing specialist and business process analyst. Research-driven design decisions. I am practicing code reading, defined a decade. Okay. I built my own PC a couple of years ago. I'm incredibly proud of it. I'm constantly making my desk setup better and further improving my PC. Let me see your setup, bro. You need to see your setup. This is nice. This is nice. See, I got two screens like this. I do want the long screen, and I do have colors on my tower too. But yours more colorful than mine. This is dope. I like your setup, man. I like your photography. This is nice. Shows your personality here. Yeah. Arjun, this is very nice. Yep, this is very nice. Yeah, my main suggestion to you. Wait, go back to the main page. Is it just me, or is this just your website doing this? Okay, I think this is me. I think it's my internet acting up. Yeah, it's my internet acting up. Okay, yeah, I see it. Yep, it's my internet. But yeah. All in all, your website looks good. It looks beautiful. Um, Go back in and add the user data, add the usability reports. Um, I understand this is a project, so I'll just mention this is what I would have done. Like I would have, if this was a real project, I would have talked to the user. I would have got feedback from the user from the current site. I would have did a usability. I would have did A/B testing, um, user interviews. You know, so yeah, I'll definitely go back and add some of those things to your case studies. But other than that, it looks great. Great job. You know, I appreciate y'all watching and catch you on the next one.